are looking at movie houses, more specifically Cinemark, AMC, Harkins, and Regal. I know there's more theaters, but these are the theaters that we're looking at today. And what we're looking at specifically is their membership clubs. So we have all these streaming platforms, and movie tickets just keep getting more and more expensive. And so some of these movie theaters have, in case you haven't known, memberships where you can pay a small monthly fee or a more expensive monthly fee, and in return you get a certain amount of tickets every month to go watch a movie whenever you want for free. Not really free, but it's free. You just paid for it in advance, so I wouldn't say it's free. But anyway, so a little backstory on me. I used to live in Arizona. When I did, I went to AMC. I loved AMC. AMC had what they call the A-list, and with that, we'll get into details about that in a minute. Harkins, that was something growing up in my younger years and teenage years. We always went to Harkins. But honestly, I haven't been to Harkins in like a decade. And the last few times I went, it was just underwhelming. The concession stand was, meh. Their popcorn is okay, though. But that's about it. And they really shouldn't even be on the list today, but I add them to the list just for memory's sake. So then the last one is Regal. And then, so I moved up to Montana, and basically, there's not a lot of movie houses up here, and Montanans don't really watch movies a lot. Anytime I go to the theaters, oftentimes I'm the only one there. If I'm not, it's like less than 5 people. But anyway, so Cinemark is my option, the only option I have up here for a chain theater that has any type of membership club. And so I had Cinemark for about a year, and it's coming up for that time of year to do a renewal of it. And I started breaking it down and thought, I feel like Cinemark is a scam. With Cinemark, it's starting at $10.99 a month. And basically what's breaking that down, the starting at, is it's depending on where you live. And so if you're only in one state, it could be $10.99. But other states, more specifically like California, New York, you're going to pay more. Basically, if a lot of people buy tickets in that state, they're going to charge you more for it. But for the sake of this argument, I paid $10.99 a month, and that's what I broke down this for. And with $10.99 a month, what you're getting with the membership is one single ticket. And on top of it, if you cancel your membership at any time, let's say they let unused tickets roll over, and they make that sound really awesome. But they start off with one ticket a month, and then if you don't use that ticket, it rolls over to the next month. And that sounds great, but you paid for a year membership. It's cheaper. I don't know if you can even pay on a monthly basis, but if you can, it's always cheaper if you pay for the whole year all at once. And so you're basically prepaying for 12 tickets. And I think that's kind of a crappy deal, I'm not going to lie. And then on top of that, basically, so $10.99 a month, you end up paying $10.99 for a ticket. And on Tuesdays, movies are typically cheaper at theaters, even if you're not a member. And so for Cinemark, I think it's $6.50 if you're not a member to get a movie ticket on Tuesdays. If you are a member, it's a cheaper rate at $5.50. But if you use your free ticket, you're basically paying twice as much of what you would have been if you're not even a member to just go buy the ticket. So basically, here's a breakdown of what I watched in Cinemark. And this is just with the membership. This isn't what I watched in an entire year. So I watched Journey to Bethlehem, Napoleon, Wonka. Willy Wonka. Why does it sound weird when you just say Wonka? I'm so used to saying Willy Wonka. Watch Wonka, watch Champions, and Sound of Freedom. And that was pretty much it. And yes, that doesn't add up to 12 tickets, but I didn't go alone. And that is one nice thing with Cinemark is your one ticket that you're prepaid. If you don't use it 1 month and you wait till the next month, now you have 2 tickets to use and you can go with someone and that ticket can be used for somebody else. But again, it's basically like you're prepaying for the ticket. It's not really that good of a deal. And then let's go back to the benefits here is you get a special birthday treat. I don't remember what my treat was. I think it was free popcorn and a soda. Don't quote me on that. But you only get one ticket a month. You get 20% off concessions, because concessions are such a great deal already. They can't really cut the price anymore. So 20% off, that's a great deal. And then they got this little platinum thing where like if you buy a ton of tickets and spend a ton of money at the concession stands, by the end of the year, then you get upgraded to the platinum program, which I think is kind of a ripoff to make you spend that much money, because you're already paying for the membership, and the membership is already pretty pathetic in my opinion. So I think they should just give you the 25% off and stop being cheap. Also, a thing that annoys me with a lot of these movie houses is you go in there and you buy like a box of candy. It's like $6-7. And then on top of it, no one buys candy. We're all sneaking it in. So that candy just sits there and gets stale. And then the popcorn is like the cheapest thing to make. And it's still like it's not that amazing. Yeah, overall, I would say Cinemark is a terrible deal. And really, if you're trying to save money, just go every Tuesday and wait a couple days. And if you have options and you're choosing Cinemark over AMC or Regal, spoiler alert, those are the two I like, you're probably not very big of a movie fan if you're going to Cinemark, in my opinion. But if you're just going to movies like once or twice a year and you're not that obsessed with the movie, just wait and go watch it on Tuesday and don't buy the membership, my opinion. Next, I want to look at AMC. Now, AMC, when I lived in Arizona, like I said, that was the one that I went to, and it was like 3 minutes away from my house. It was like an AMC 30, which I think they did downsize it. Now it's AMC 16 screens, in case you're wondering what that is. Side note, back to Cinemark ADHD. They have like their XD screen. I forgot what it's called. They charge you a premium if you watch a movie on their big screen, and it's not even IMAX. It's not 3D. And honestly, like if you're in a big city like LA or Phoenix, their big screen is actually a big screen. If you're in a small town, their big screen would be like a normal size screen in a big city. So kind of a ripoff. Anyways, back to AMC. So with AMC, I had the A-list and I loved it. You could get up to 3 movies every single week. I don't think they do the rollovers, but you're watching 3 movies a week. And with the type of movies they're kicking out right now, most of the movies are garbage. So there's not that many movies that you need to run out and see anyways. And you can rewatch the same movie, which Cinemark, you can rewatch the same movie if you want to use your one golden ticket a month to watch the same movie over and over again. Good luck. But with AMC, if there's a good movie, you can literally go 3 times in 1 week to watch the same movie. They don't care. One downside is I think the ticket has to be for the person that's on the account. But I also think A-list is much cheaper based on what you're getting. So with AMC, it can be anywhere from $19.99 to $24.99, and that's also depending on like what state you're in, or if you're in multiple states. So like if you're a truck driver or a pilot, a flight attendant or something like that, where you're in a lot of different states, then it might be more expensive to cover the umbrella of all the theaters that you could potentially be going to. But if you're going to go to the same theater all the time like I did, it's more than likely going to be $19.99 a month, which is an amazing deal. So if you actually went to all 3 showings every single week for a month, assuming there's 4 weeks in a month, you're paying $1.92 per ticket. That is a killer deal. And then also they have discounts on their concession stands as well. They give you a birthday gift, which isn't a secret. They tell you out loud. It's a large popcorn and a large drink. Also, another thing that I liked is you can do free size upgrades with AMC. So you'd always get like a small or a medium popcorn and a medium soda. Bam, it becomes a large popcorn, large soda. Pretty good deal in my opinion. It's still kind of pricey, but it's much more generous than Cinemark, in my opinion. Just like Cinemark, they also waive the online fees. And as desperate as movie theaters are right now to get people to buy tickets, I think they should be waiving online fees regardless, because even if you're just the casual goer and you don't want to pay for a membership, they shouldn't be charging you, tacking on little fees. I just think that's kind of tacky to tack it onto the thing. Priority lanes at the box office, depending on the theater you're at, that could be a benefit. My theater, the line was usually not that long, only 3 or 4 people at a time. They're pretty good at moving people through the lines. But if it is a crowded night or it's a Avengers Endgame type of moment, you do get a nice little shortcut line you get to go through being an A-list member. So that's kind of cool. Free large popcorn refill, that's cool too. My dog liked eating their popcorn. I liked eating it. The chickens like eating it. So you get the large popcorn, and on your way out, unless you watch the last showing of the night, then the concession stand's probably closed when you exit. But if you go and watch it, an earlier showing, on your way out, just restock the popcorn as you're leaving. Then you got something to snack on all week or until the next day, because you get to come back 3 times a week. Pretty good deal. You can't get a refill with the same bucket from prior days. It doesn't work like that, which keep that in mind when we get to Harkins. That's something to talk about. They also have free membership Wi-Fi. I don't know who that's for. Why are you playing on your Wi-Fi? Hopefully you're not doing that while the movie's playing. They have exclusive offers, screenings, and more. So a lot of times movies come out like on a Friday and they'll let the A-list members see it on a Thursday. But then sometimes I've seen the Thursday showing, you can go watch it even if you don't have a membership. So that's a hit or miss. But overall, I love the A-list. I think their popcorn's a little bit better. For me personally, I actually like Pepsi more than Coke, so it is a little bit of a downside. AMC and Cinemark are both Coca-Cola products only, but they got the root beer, and that's my go-to right there. So that pretty much covers AMC. So overall, I love AMC. I love the AMC A-list. I would totally recommend getting that if there's an AMC near you. If there's not one near you, you can cry with me, and we have to go to Cinemark. Okay, so next I want to talk about Harkins. Now, Harkins probably shouldn't even be on this list because they don't really have a membership program. They basically have a point program where you spend $1, we give you a penny type of thing. And it sounds like I'm being sarcastic, but not really. So you get 1 point. 1 point equals $1. It takes 200 points to get $5. So I think that's like 2% that they're giving you back, like a 2% credit. Tell me in the comments if I'm wrong. I'm terrible with math. But basically, some of these credit cards give you cash back up to 5% or give you points up to 5% for going to movie theaters. You just got to check it. I think with Discover, that was one of them. Depending on the season, they always rotate things. Like sometimes it's gas, sometimes it's date night type of things. Sometimes it's movie nights. And when it's movie night, you get 5% cash back on your credit card. So offering a 2% points to only be used on concessions and future tickets seems kind of cheap. They don't have any type of monthly subscription program where you pay a fee and then ta-da, you get to watch this many movies for the month. They ain't got that. And I suspect it's because they're a smaller movie house, so they don't have as much bargaining power with the big movie companies because they don't have as many listings. They do give you one free extra large refill popcorn, but it's only for the extra large. It's not the other ones. On your birthday, they give you $5 worth of concessions, so you can get half a box of candy that in the real world costs $2 at a gas station, but there it costs $7. So yeah, there's that. They also are Coca-Cola. If you love that, then you're in the right place. For me, once again, that's a little bit of a Debbie Downer. I don't like that. So anyways, Harkins, they don't really have a membership, but they do have a popcorn loyalty. If you're getting ahead of the show and you're watching the screen here, basically you can buy a souvenir cup for $7.75, which is good for the environment. You get to reuse a cup, and it's a fun souvenir. Like if you collect them every year, then you get a whole stack of them in your counter. But anyways, when you buy that cup, it's $7.75 for the cup currently. It's probably going to slowly go up every year. But with the loyalty cup, you can rinse it out. Please rinse it out. Please clean it. But you take it back to the movie place every time you go watch a movie, and then you can get a refill for $3, which $3 at a gas station, I can get a 2-liter soda for less than $3. So really, they're saying if you give us $7.75, we'll give you a reasonable cup and we'll charge you a reasonable price for your soda. That's kind of annoying. But they also have a popcorn program, which is kind of cool. I'm not sure if I really like it or not. You can tell me if you think it's cool. But the popcorn perks, it's $30, and that gets you either 12 months of popcorn, and it's a medium size. It's not the large. Which the thing I don't like about the mediums and the smalls, they're like paper bags. And then if you like layering your popcorn with butter, by the end of the night, your pants and your hand is stained and you got acne on your hands. I like the buckets for that reason alone. It keeps the butter contained better. So I don't like that it's a medium, but you get 12 months worth of popcorn, medium size, or up to 36 total bags. So there is a cutoff. You can't just go in there every day and say, give me my popcorn. But that's $30. And let's see, I did the math on here, I think. So that you're paying $2.50 per bag of popcorn, which isn't bad. You know, $2.50 for a bag of popcorn at the theaters with layered butter. It's a good deal. So I'll give it to Harkins. That's one thing they got going for them. I think the popcorn is honestly a better deal than the soda, but we all know it's really hard to smuggle soda into the theaters unless you got like one of those hollowed out bellies or something that makes you look pregnant, and then you can slip a straw up here and that's kind of cool. But I can't get away with that. Now, the last one I want to talk about is Regal. We skipped through that real quick. You might have saw it. So with Regal, if you're a big Disney fan and you do your Disney movie rewards, or now it's Disney Movie Club or something, Disney Movie Insiders is what they call it now, probably because they're slowly diluting how many rewards we can actually claim. It's getting kind of scarce. And I think eventually we're going to see Disney movie rewards or Disney movie insiders. I think we're going to see that die at some point. But for now, it's still alive. And every once in a while, when they release a movie to the theaters and it doesn't actually go to Disney Plus first, they get some sort of deal sometimes on Regal where you get like extra 150 points if you buy a ticket at Regal. So that's cool. But with Regal, they do have their subscription program as well. It's called the Regal Unlimited, and Unlimited is exactly what you think it is. It's unlimited movies, not 3 movies a week, which is still a lot, and most people is more than enough. But if you're a total crackhead, you can literally watch movies every day of the week. And I tweeted at them, hey, Regal, hypothetically, if the day you open your door, if I went in there and watched a movie and then just kept watching another movie till the very end showing, would I be allowed to watch movies all day, every day, 7 days a week? They didn't reply to my tweet. So their social media department is lacking, or cap. I don't know. I did kind of skim through their legal disclaimer. It was a really long legal disclaimer, and I couldn't see anything that showed like an asterisk next to unlimited, and it's like unlimited up to 20. I couldn't find anything like that. So I think when they say unlimited, they mean unlimited. And just like all the other ones, you do earn points for all the money that you spend at their theater, and then their credit system is like 100 credits equals $1 spent, and their credit system, it's just confusing, and ultimately none of the credit systems really seem to be valuable, but it is a little bit of a kickback your way if you watch a lot of stuff. Then they have Regal Value Day, just like all the other movie houses. Basically, that's on a Tuesday. You can get movies for cheaper. And then being a member of Regal, it's even cheaper than cheaper. I actually haven't ever had a Regal membership. When I lived in Arizona, Regal was literally on the opposite end of town. So the only time I went to Regal is when they had a promotion with Disney where I got extra bonus points, and I'm a cheapskate like that, and I want to hustle all the bonus points I can so I can get that behind the scenes tour of Disney, which they're probably going to eventually kill, so I need to do that. But anyways, they also give you a birthday gift. I don't know what that birthday gift is. I couldn't find it in the details. It's kind of buried. I'm going to guess it's a popcorn and a soda, or at least a popcorn. Who knows what size. Speaking of soda, though, Regal is the only one of the top 4 that sells Pepsi.
For those who think young.
So that's my go-to right there. I would totally pick Regal if it was close to me over anyone else because it's unlimited and because it's Pepsi. Now, they are potentially a little bit more expensive than the other ones. They're kind of the same thing. Are you going to go to just one Regal house for the entire year, or are you traveling and hitting a lot of Regals all over the country? So depending on that, it can be as cheap as $18.99 a month and as expensive as $23.99 a month. But the middle plan is $21.99. So I did the math on that. And basically, if you watch one movie a day, that breaks down to about 73 cents per movie ticket. So if you really like your movies and you really like rewatching them, or you're bored, or you're poor, or you're broke, whatever, like this is like legitimate entertainment that you can go and just rewatch a movie. You're in air conditioning or heating, depending on what part of the country and what time of year. And you just kind of enjoy watching a movie for next to nothing, basically, at those prices. So I think Regal is definitely the best deal that they offer. They give concession stand discounts, and it's only 10%. So the best one is Cinemark at 20%, but then you can't just look at it at face value. I didn't do the research, but you'd have to actually go to a physical one because they don't really advertise the prices online usually, and figure out what are they actually charging for the popcorn. Because if one of them's $30 for popcorn and one of them's $5, the 31 could be like 50% off, and it's still more expensive than the one that's 10% off. So being 10% or 20%, you'd really have to crunch those numbers to see if it's worth it. And ultimately, I think you're splitting hairs because they're all going to be really expensive for their concessions anyways. But I don't know if I already said this. They give you a birthday gift. Unlimited movie tickets, that's a pretty good deal. Early release video screenings, they show that as well, and exclusive rewards. I'm not sure what the rewards are. Sometimes some of these movies like Barbie came out and they had like the first showing, you get like a cool collector's Barbie cup or popcorn pin that's like Barbie themed and it's reusable. Fun little things like that. That's probably the type of things that they're giving you. So overall, I'm stuck with Cinemark because that's all that's near me, and it's come time for me to renew my Cinemark, I think, next month. And the question is, am I going to renew it? No, I'm most definitely not. And honestly, if there's a good movie that's coming out and I can't wait till Tuesday and I have to watch it opening weekend, I'll just pay retail price because that's what you're paying anyways with the membership. And then everything else, I'll just wait until Tuesday and go watch it on Tuesday, because then you don't have people, the younger audience, sitting there playing on their phones and goofing around because it's a school night. So it's a little bit quieter of an atmosphere anyways to watch on Tuesdays. So if it's not a time crunch, I'll just watch it on Tuesdays. And if it is a time crunch, I'll just pay the $10.95 because guess what? $10.99. That's what I'm paying anyways. So Cinemark, garbage. I wish there was an AMC near me. And then for those of you that don't know, at AMC, they also have like these dine-in theaters. And if you have one of those near you, you totally have to go try it out and see if that's for you. I love the idea. And also I noticed a lot more people buy tickets to those type of theaters because it's like a dinner and a show. And also, in case you didn't know this, most of the money that the movie houses make is from the concessions and not from the ticket sales, unless it's an older movie. The older the movie gets, the more the percentage of the ticket that the movie house gets. But like opening weekend, the bulk of that ticket goes to the production companies, not to the movie house. So that's why concessions are a ripoff, because movie theaters are dying and they need to keep raising the prices on the concessions to make the money to pay the bills. So the ones that are having a dine-in restaurant, because like if you're sitting in a room and everybody's eating and you're the only one not eating, you're going to probably order something, even if it's just popcorn, because it feels weird sitting in a room where everyone's eating dinner and you're not eating anything. So then the theaters are now getting tons of concessions. And on top of that, for the older audience, you can even buy alcohol there usually. So alcohol is expensive. You got tipping, you got pizzas and chicken wings, all sorts of fun things. And it's decent food. It's like a notch above a Denny's, like 3 notches above IHOP, because IHOP is disgusting, 10,000 points above Waffle House. But it's not like Outback Steakhouse. It's not that good, but it's good food. And then if you're enjoying the movie, it's like a double whammy. So go try that if you have an AMC near you. And I think Regal, don't quote me on this, but I think Regal has dine-in theaters as well. Let me know if you've ever been to a different movie house that has a dine-in theater, because I'm definitely curious to see if any other ones do that. But I do think the future of movies, we're going to see a lot more of them shift into that session. Because another thing you think about is, like, if you've been to the theaters lately, you're literally the only one in the theater usually, and you got like hundreds, we'll just round up and say 200 seats in one auditorium. Well, if it's a dine-in theater, you got maybe 50 seats in that auditorium. So it's easier to fill it out. And then most of us snuck in our food. Like when I lived in Arizona, I would sneak in Chipotle. And then I would still buy the soda from the theaters because that's easier than sneaking it in. But honestly, I would even be willing to pay like a sneak-in fee. Like if you don't want to buy our concessions, you give us $2 and we'll stamp your wrist. And then that means you can smuggle in food from a legitimate restaurant, because then you got to think about, are they going to shove alcohol inside the food and stuff? People ruin it for everyone. But then anyways, I'm starting to ramble, not rant. So that's my take on Cinemark, AMC, Harkins, and Regal. I say AMC, yes. Regal, yes. Harkins, only if that's your only option. Cinemark, only if that's your only option. And both of those last two, just go on a Tuesday. It's cheaper. And yeah, Cinemark, it's way too salty, not enough buttery. And I wish one of these movie houses would give you an option of having a real butter, not butter flavor, poured on your popcorn, even if it's like a separate container and they charge you like an extra, I was going to say $5, but realistically, they're going to charge you like an extra $20 to have real butter layered in your popcorn. But I would totally be tempted to pay that if it was real butter. But the flavored butter, it's the experience. It's the moment of being in the theater. So it's not terrible. Anyways, rambling. That's me. That's my videos. Thanks for watching. I know it's been a long time since I've been on the channel. If you're new here, I have the Late Nate Show and the Crazy Nate channel. Go check them out. I'm trying to make videos faster, but when you're the one-man show, there's so many things behind the scenes that you guys don't have to deal with, but I do. And yeah, life is rough, but we're trying to get on and we're trying to make more videos, and I hope to see you in the next one.